Hello, hello, friends. Welcome back. Episode 2, Wales or Holland. It's basically the choice. This job popped up. Pop Oz. Now, years and years ago, I did a save at Oz that I never got them out of that bottom tier. I moved on too quickly. I didn't have the perseverance or the stamina to keep going with it, but I'm interested. I'm interested in this job now in the air was it the Airsa division. And what makes it difficult is because in terms of like no, I'm not being offered the job. Obviously, I'm going to have to interview. Whereas Gap Connah are offering me that job. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to delay a decision on the Connah job and go after us. And to explain why, it's because look, if you look at the Kimru, the league, go to profile, 108th. Yeah, they went up. Fair play, 108th. Whereas if you go over here to the Air's division, go to profile. They're 44th in the world, like not in the world, ranked in Europe. And even the reputations of the clubs involved, us are just that much more reputable. If you go to like list, find us here now, top us, there you go. They're 2-star regional ranked team. Take us back to Wales. Go in, I would just go, where are you? Gap Connah, open Wales, club list. Like, it's one of the more reputable clubs. It's the second most reputable club in Wales, but it's a local team. And I legitimately have a dilemma here on the top of my hands because Wales is probably better for my reputation because I get a chance to get manager of the month. I have a little bit of money to play with because it's 140 grand from getting into the Europa League spots. We're primed position to mount a good attack in the Kimru League. The major problem I have is that like season preview, like we're seventh, so we're in the bottom half of the league. And if you go into transfers, last year a boatload of players left, so I don't know what kind of quality has left us. And it looks like there was a lot of loan players in last year, so I'm going to have to bolster up this squad. A lot of loan players, 2 players while we come in on free, and they're already out of Europe, so like the job is significantly less attractive than it was. But part of what's kind of enticing me is because they have performed reasonably well. Like in the past 5 seasons, only finishing third. They've never dropped out of fourth place in the last 5 seasons. So it's a chance to manage at like a very top level. Sorry, it's a chance to manage at a top level in terms of like a first division club. But the reputations I'm dealing with are really, really low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delay this, and I'm going to go, and they've agreed to delay. Brilliant. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go after the OS job. And if I get this is going to be my preference. Wage bill of 90 grand, do not sign players over the age 30. I can handle that. This is probably, between the 2 jobs, this is the one that I want. Because even just looking at like player values involved, like 45,000 to 130,000. Versus go back into the Kimru Premier League, 7,000 to 22,000. So like I know which one of these 2 jobs I'd prefer. So it's now a matter of just finding out, are we in a position to get it? That's what's going to be interesting here. There's been a lot of speculation this week linking you with the recent vacant top OS post. Are you interested in the job? Respond. I think I imagine where to be interested. It's a job of fantastic stature and opportunity, and they've received it. Okay, so now we wait. The supporters have had their say, and apparently they're laughing off interest from me. Supporter spokesperson laughed off Dynamo Diaries' interest in becoming the club's new manager and indicates that the search for the right person to take the toss up job, I'm just going to call it the OS job from here forward, must continue, categorically dismissing Zanzi's interest in the job. This doesn't bode well for us because it's been a few days. Like if I don't get offered an interview, I'm just going to move forward with the Gap Connah job and just try to make the best of my time in Wales. I think that's what I'm going to try to do moving forward here. And Gap Connah are back to me. It's been a week. I haven't received a job interview from us. The fans have laughed me off. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the Connah job. Start negotiations. Strive to make progress on and off the pitch. I think one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look into investing a lot in youth. and try to get the best out of those young players that are coming through. Heavily rely on that loan market if I can. Qualify for the UEFA Europa League places. That could be doable. It's the Welsh League Cup and the Cup. So this is what I like, because we've a good chance at like silverware here, because there's roughly 3 competitions to play for every year, and we are one of the top clubs in the country. So if we can develop something domestically and just grow the reputation of the manager, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lower my wage demand to 250 a week. And yeah, D-side stadium capacity 350, not terrible. It's fairly good. I was going to say fairly good. I love it. Trading could improve. You know what? Of all the Welsh jobs you could get, this isn't a bad one. Suggest terms, finalise, and here we go. Job offer has been accepted. Gap Connah Quay hire Zanzi. Gap Connah Quay have today confirmed the appointment of Dynamo Zanzi as the club's new manager. Eyebrows have raised in the world of football as the appointment of 37-year-old who has recently spent time away from club football, and he is sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at D-side Stadium. He replaces previous manager Craig Harrison. Steve Lovell was considered to be the favourite for the job, but it's unclear whether the club favoured Zanzi all along. For all I know, maybe it's because I offered lower, because I said I could do more with less. I wonder if that's what got it for me in the end. But let's move forward, because there's a decent enough trophy haul in there. We're expected to come third. I'm going to try overachieve if I absolutely can. There's a boat on the crest. I love it. We're called the Nomads. I'm planning on moving around. Great first start. And we have a red kit. I quite like this. So 3,500 seater. I think it's 500 seats, but that kitty, the transfer budget. I can't wait to actually look at the finances of the club, because they've had a prolonged spell in Europe, only ever getting to like the preliminary kind of like knockout qualification stages. So the coffers should be reasonably healthy, but what would really skyrocket this club would be a conference or a Europa League group stage. So that's what we're going to aim. I think I'm going to give this club maybe 3-4 years, see what we can do with them. Okay. You see the amount of regions. Duggan. Okay. Work with the wage budget. Yeah, we can handle all that. So we will do a press conference, because if you click no, you're in a lot of trouble. That's just how this game works. They do not like it when you say no. Arrange an inter-squad friendly. I don't want an inter-squad friendly. I can assess the team on my own. Well, every week, I like meeting with my backroom team. Okay. So taking over the job. Tactical decisions required. Last year, their contracts. Holy shit, I need to keep you at the club if I absolutely can. Damn it. No interest whatsoever. Craig Curran. I mean, you're okay. At this level, probably incredible. Not a great return, to be honest. You're a wide forward player. You should be getting a better return. We've we've Bradley Gibbings, who's more than willing to take up that spot. He's got oodles of pace. So do I play him up front, or do I play him on that right-hand side? That's interesting. Although, it's going to be interesting to find out what we can do here. But see, if he has no interest in staying on, do we cash in on him? Because I wouldn't mind getting about maybe 4 or 5 grand off of him. 5'9" will plays back to goal. I'd expect better passing out of him if he wants to do something like that. We might try move him on if we can. Although Chris Owens, you've got pace, you've got crossing, you've got technique, you've got decisions and flair. We've an attacking left back. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy with this. What's your history? 15-21. Okay. And I should have recognized him. He's not a Liverpool player. Chris Owens. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do something with you. I mean, of course, Liverpool fullback that's attacking with pace. Fucking who cares? Dives into tackles. Okay, so we're going to have to figure out what we can do with this squad. Qualify for the Europa League, tackling directions. I actually forgot to check. How did they get on? They won. Okay, so I have a friendly before we get into the league, and that friendly is tomorrow. So let's have a look to see if I can schedule anything between. No, I probably shouldn't. Okay, so I have a game. I have a game to figure out what I'm doing with this squad. Okay, so Squad. Do I have? I have an under 19 squad. Okay. Um. Actually, first let's check. How is my assistant manager any good? Can't judge ability to save his life. Okay, so we're just going to have to go on blind faith and luck here. Okay, so Mike Gray, 6'2", not too bad. You leave an awful lot to be desired. You've really bad strength. I mean, I'll take that jumping reach. We'll find out where we are in terms of overall stature in the league. I mean, there's a lot of potential coming through here, but I'd like more in and around the first team. Striker with good acceleration and good pace. I mean, you might be able to do a job for me at some point. But let's go examine the senior squad itself, because I'm not going to have like a very, very heavy squad. Shane Bryan. I think you're going to be my starting striker if you've nobody better, because give this boy chances. 5'9". That finishing is beautiful. Composure and decisions. Left only, interesting. I think I want to give him games and maybe start him. He got no games last year. 2 goals in the cup, not too bad. 12 in the league, or 12 in the non-competitive league. I'm in love with this, because he's somebody, give him chances and work on those physicals in the meantime. But he's 17, so plenty he can be working on. So do we have a striker? We don't. Okay, so there's a clear pathway for him. In terms of right wing, I guess Craig, I will be trying to move Craig on, because you're 32 years of age. I've got a young Bradley who's hungry and chomping at the bit. On Taylor. I mean, not amazing, but he's what you'd want in a player like that. I'd rather he was a little taller, to be honest. History, came here last year. Put in a shift. Okay. So Ben Duggan. You're not a bad goalkeeper. Do I even want to find... It's... Oh, you take a risk when you start a 16-year-old, but he's not a bad keeper. Like, decisions, agility isn't bad. The positioning is fairly good. I like those reflexes, the handling and the kicking. The handling is particularly interesting to me, especially with that aerial reach. The communications means that kind of like... He's got 1 pace and 3 acceleration, so he's not... There's no way this man's going to be a sweeper keeper. But you know what? With that acceleration, that pace, the communication actually makes up for that. So I think I might actually start you. You're going to be my starting... There's going to be a young squad, but I might actually start you. So, Danny Holmes. And you've got a bit of a long contract. No nonsense full back, although you can play at centre back. And Harrington. So who do I want my centre backs to be? So it is a bit of a bare bone squad. Dewey Burke. I'm gonna need to see Warnock, because you've got oodles of potential. I might bring you through, because you know what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to compare you against the under-19s as well, and like Mike Gray, you're gonna have to come into the first squad, the senior squad. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Joe Evans move on, and I'm going to try bring in a more experienced backup, maybe cup goalkeeper for Ben Duggan, and give Duggan those games in the league, because that's good ability compared against the rest of the competition. Do I need? No, I don't. Left back, we're pretty well sorted. I've got Rhys Davis and Dewey Burke, who can do that backup role on that left back, with Chris Owens being that mainstay at that left back role. Right wing back, I want Holmes and Harrington to be my main centre midfield pairing, with Mike Gray as that backup option. So what I need to do is I need to invest in a right back, I think. And Warnock playing that second fiddle role. We need centres. It's pretty that simple, because we have Taylor that can play the defensive midfield role. You know what? I actually think I brought Owen Taylor to a lower league save that I had a year or two ago, because he looks familiar. like all of these stats look very familiar. It's I love it when you get like a bang average player that's not good at anything and not bad at anything, because he'll keep it ticking in midfield, and he can play lots of positions in that midfield. I like him. I'm really, really enthralled by this man. So we need a left winger, or do we play something asymmetric? Like, do we play with three midfielders, a centre? Like, do we play with three cent? Like, do we play something like this that I'm thinking of? Let's go create your own style, because we've got a good right back. So what we do is wing back attack, pull you into the middle here, you up there, and maybe play with three at the back. Something like this could be interesting, or even just do this, play with a Mezzala, or even play with a Carillo. Who can play as kind of like a link between those two and let them kind of occupy those wide spaces. Get an advanced playmaker going there, and actually probably put a ball winner on that side just to be safe. And centre mid. Could play something like that. That could be interesting. And then what we do is we just have a poacher. It's a difficult one. If we're playing with a because something like this could be interesting. This could be a fun way to play. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to right back. We need a right back. That's certain. Some depth in that striker position, because that 17-year-old is going to need some backup. See if we can find a club for Craig Curran. Try and move you on. The high wage demand. I'm going to put you up for $2,500. Transfer list and surplus to requirements. Who else? Danny Holmes, Ryan Harrington. Okay, so I'm going to try raid the free market if I can. Also, like, what are the... Whoops, skip. Oh, god damn it. Signing scouts, finish one. One thing I needed to check, actually, is what are the... Conference League. Not judging. Okay. So, what are the loan rules? So, match squad must have 2 under-19s. I mean, we're going to satisfy that, no problem, because our starting goalkeeper and our starting striker, literally both ends of the pitch, are under the age of 19. Under 21s are automatically eligible. Cameroon Premier. I was looking at the wrong one. I love this. Even if you finish in the bottom, you still get into the European playoff places. And there's a championship conference at the very end. So that's 6 teams. Okay, so basic split then at the very end. Okay, so 32 game league. Some fixtures are going to be moved. Okay, goal difference, goals scored. Okay, so don't have to worry about results between teams. Eligibility rules. Squad registration. Here we go. Standard. Transfer window, that's normal. Okay, so I can only bring in 6 players. So what we're going to do is we're going to try look for some Premier League talent that wants to come to the club. So, yeah, gap Connah Quay. So hopefully I'll come back to you for that double header against Ballatown as we cancel. Discard all changes, yeah. As I'm going to come back to you for that Welsh League Cup second round. I'll get through all these. I'll have a better idea where my club stands at that point. In the meantime, I'm going to try raid the free market, get in some players, get some backup for that striker, maybe get in a more experienced goalkeeper while my 17-year-old is developing. While my 16-year-old is developing. It sounds terrifying when I say it. While he develops and finds his feet. And we'll come back to you for a cup game. My friends, catch you in the next one.